Hi, everybody. I'm George, and welcome to the best little horror house in Philly, the show where we talk about the best horror movie ever made, according to our guest at least. And today's guest is one of the biggest horror fans I know, a host of the late lamented Horny for Horror, but a current host of the wonderful We Love Trash, the star of Hubie Halloween.
Yeah, Hubie.
Hell yeah. And she's got more iconic podcast appearances than most people have total. Betsy Sodaro is here. Welcome, Betsy.
Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely a pleasure. And I'm dying to know where your love of horror kind of got its start, because like I said, you're one of the biggest horror fans I know. So where did it all come from?
That's huge. I've ever since I was little loved scary things. And my family and we would watch a bunch of weird, scary stuff. And that's including like unsolved mysteries and a lot of like true crime murder shows. And I was always just kind of like, ooh,
Cold Case Files.
This. Yeah. And we would, I saw Shining when I was crazy young. And I love getting scared and just spooky things are so fun.
That's really funny, especially The Shining in particular, because it's so focused on a kid that it would really be the kind of movie that would stick with someone.
Right. And I think, because I saw it when I have three older sisters. There's four of us. I have three older sisters. And so I think by then my parents were kind of like, Betsy can handle it. If it was like, we all want to watch The Shining, and it's like, yeah, but we'll just tell Betsy all the blood is Kool-Aid. It'll be fine. And it was like, I totally had a ball the whole time. You know, I was just like, this is so cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was definitely the opposite of that. I watched it when I was very young, and you know, the fact that it was a kid named Georgie who dies right at the top, I was like, this is too much.
Don't get me wrong, like there's something like I haven't always permanently been like, oh, give me everything. Like I remember having to like pump myself up for a sleepover where Leprechaun was gonna play. And then I think I love it because I was so like, oh my God, what if it's so scary I puke? Like, what am I gonna do? But then it started, I was like, wait, this is so fun and funny.
Yeah. And it's always worse in your head.
Right. And same with Scream. Like I remember psyching like, whoo, and I remember my parents being like, it's like, my parents liked it, and they're like, it's fun, but like, it's gross, it's intense, like, we don't know if you'll freak, and just getting so psyched, and then as soon as it started, just being like, oh, this is so good.
Yeah, it's a great one. I did want to actually talk to you a little bit more about what it was like to be in Hubie, because it's not exactly a horror movie, but it has a lot of that sort of seasonal atmosphere, which obviously must have been fun for you to be so intrinsically linked now with the Halloween season.
Dude, it first of all, it shot my bits. I got to stay in Salem, which is so spooky because they shot a lot, like all the exterior, like that was Salem.
Yeah, the real deal.
Is it Salem in the movie? It might be.
I think so.
I remember. So that was alone just so rad. I'm like, oh my God, Salem is so spooky and fun. I can't believe it. And then, for it to be Adam Sandler and a horror, like a Halloween movie, it was just truly, I could, like, if you're like, hey, here's a bunch of your favorite things. You want to do that? It's like, I don't think that's allowed to get all those favorite things in there. But it was really cool. And watching it, because I only knew, I had read it a long time ago, but I essentially only kind of remembered my bit, and I was like, wait, what's going on? And it was like, oh, this is a Halloween movie, and whoa, this is a very classic Sandler movie.
Yeah, it really did feel like it was really hearkening back to sort of where he had started out, and I really enjoyed it. I thought Hubie was a lot of fun.
Oh, thank you. Me too.
It's a good one. Folks, if you haven't checked it out there, I really do recommend that you check it out.
And it is so Halloween-y.
Yeah.
Like it is so Halloween, which is so fun, and And then, I was truly blown away the first time I watched it. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. This is awesome.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
it's funny and Halloween-y. Cool. So, yeah, it was a dream come true. It was nuts.
So Chris Rock got the new Saw made. Dan Lippert recently got cast in the new Paranormal Activity.
Isn't that awesome?
Amazing. Can't wait. Comedians are breaking into these horror roles. And so I'm curious, what's the dream horror series for you to get to join?
Oh my God, the dream. Holy shit. Are we thinking, okay. Oh my God, I'm trying to think.
Here, I'll say mine while you think.
Yeah, what's your dream? This is huge because there's like a million where I'm like, dude,
I know.
Do like
It's
Slasher
so many good
World.
ones.
Okay.
I'm thinking Final Destination for me.
Oh, that's a great one. What would be your death?
Oh man,
I mean, we'd have to set it up, but like,
Yeah.
what's the ultimate death in a horror movie?
Oh man, it's got to be something ironic. It's got to be.
Of course.
I don't know. I'm thinking maybe it's. I'm trying to get a recording going or something, and the wires get wrapped around my neck, and I fall, and who knows? I don't know.
And then it does record, and it does put it out into the universe, and it becomes like the most
my biggest
popular
episode ever.
of anything ever. There you go. There it is.
There it is. We nailed it.
Oh God, that's fun.
Yeah,
Those movies are such a damn blast.
I love them.
In number 5, when she splits in half in the gymnastics.
Oh my God.
That like my head almost popped off when I saw that. I was like, that is so incredible,
It's
man.
so fun. I love 5 is actually my favorite one of the whole series.
Yeah, mine too. It's so and the twist. Is
Yes,
so great.
blew me away. And
Did you? Sorry, keep going. Go.
Oh, I was just going to say that, as a glasses wearer, the LASIK surgery scene as well really got me good, where I was like, oh my God, I'm having a hard time watching this.
Dude, that is so scary.
Yeah.
I have a friend, too, who did it. This is now probably like 10 years ago, and it did mess up. And so, but like he couldn't immediately get it fixed. So for like 2 weeks, he had just like one unbelievably bloody eye, and he would like come and do improv shows. And we're like, dude, that's too scary, man. That's so distracting. But he's fine now. But
Good,
even
glad to
that,
hear
I'm
it.
just like, wait, they messed up?
Yeah.
No,
That's so scary.
We can't have that.
What is the margin of error?
Right. Shit. Oh my God. I'm trying to figure mine out still.
It's tough. There's so many great options out there.
I would love to be in the Conjuring world.
That's fun.
I think that could be really fun.
Yeah.
Maybe being a witch or a nasty nun or something.
Oh, yeah.
That could be very fun. Or, a dream would be to be in, like, a Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh, wow.
I think that
Chiodo
would
Brothers, you hearing this? Let's make it happen.
Come on. Put me in the remake or the reboot or the sequel or prequel. Come on.
The people are clamoring for it, Chiodos.
Yes. Oh, my God. They've been trying. I got to interview one. Steven, and he's like, we've been trying.
I'm glad to hear it, because I am one of the people clamoring for it.
Yeah, right. Oh my God, me too. We were like, why isn't it happening? He's like, trust me, I'm trying. Don't worry.
So it seems like you have a pretty wide-ranging taste just based on what we've been talking about already and through our emails and everything. So I'm curious if you have sort of a favorite subgenre where every time like a vampire movie comes out, you're like, oh, I'm seeing it. Or if you just really kind of spread it out, spread the love, it's all good.
I pretty much spread it out, but oh God, I'm a big sucker for paranormal anything.
Yeah.
That stuff, and because that's also the stuff that scares me the most.
Yeah.
Is paranormal ghosty stuff, and that ranges from possession to to whatever else, like figuring out how this dead
poltergeisty
little kid
stuff
died.
also.
Yes, exactly. So I'm always so pumped for those, but once again, I will go see I try to go see anything and everything.
Hell yeah.
Especially in the theaters, because it's just fun. It's fun to just be like, there have been so many where I'm like, Mono, we should watch Girl in the Photographs. And he's like, we saw that opening night. I'm like, we did? Yeah, and you didn't like it. Oh, okay, good. Like, okay.
Check that one off. Perfect.
Yeah,
on to the next
great.
one.
Yeah, nothing happened and you hated it. Oh, okay, that sounds about right.
Yeah. R.I.P. to the Girl in the Photograph.
Yeah, which, that movie sucked. It was a bummer. It was a bummer because it was a kind of cool idea and then nothing happened.
Botched execution.
But yeah, kind of anything and everything. But I don't like crazy, gory, torture-y stuff, though. That I can't. I don't need that in my life. I do like The Strangers. They do it well, like that movie. But yeah, the when it's like, oh yeah, we're like, Good Night, Mommy, I hated.
Oh boy,
I had to get
that's
up.
Intense.
I had to get up and leave.
One.
Yeah, I was just like, this fucking, I can't do this. It was giving me a panic attack. Like, I was just like, I gotta get out of here. They're doing a remake.
I saw that
American one. Yeah,
with Naomi Watts.
I think I'll see it because I bet they will
tone down the extremism a little bit.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see what that's like.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, last time Naomi Watts did an Americanized remake of a movie, it turned out pretty damn good. So.
Woo! Are we The Ring?
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, dude, so good.
That was actually another first time watch for this show where it was one that I had just not gone back to.
Right.
I was like 7 when that movie came out, and so it was like even kids who couldn't get into the movie, like it just seeped into the culture. Everyone was just hissing 7 days at each other, like, and it's still like even to this day, like going up to it when the guest picked The Ring, I was like, oh, like I had like a little shiver.
Die in 7 days? Like, oh my god, it's so good. I haven't seen Ringu, which I really want to see.
It's pretty good. I will say, I think that this is one of the instances where having a budget that's like 3.5 times bigger did actually really help them. But a lot of the core concepts are still there. And it is interesting to see where that budget sort of filled in the gaps. And I definitely do recommend people check that out, especially if they enjoyed The Ring.
Okay. Ooh, I'm going to totally check that out. I can't wait.
But we're not talking about The Ring today.
No, we aren't.
The movie we're talking about today is a really fun and interesting one. It's seen a bit of a cultural reevaluation over the past couple of years, and we're here to help continue that trend because the best horror movie ever made is Hello, Mary Lou, Prom Night 2 from 1987.
Yeah. It is so, and it truly is one of those that like has just popped up on Amazon or Shudder or whatever, and I like one afternoon I was like, oh, I'll pop this on and probably just be like, what, like either fall asleep to it or just do stuff during it. Yeah. And immediately I was like, oh,
nope, this is the one.
This is so great. And it's nothing like the first one, of course, because then it originally was never.
Right.
It was Haunting at Hamilton High or whatever. Then they're like, we'll put the Prom Night name on it.
Perfect. This has never failed us before.
First Prom Night, and I was like, it kind of sucked. It was I liked the opening of it, and then it had everything that should be good. Jamie Lee Curtis, Leslie Nielsen, but then it was just like, oh, nothing happens. And so I was a little like, what is this? Whatever. And then as soon as I was like, oh, it's kind of paranormal, weird.
Yeah.
Kind of queer. Like, this is cool, man.
Yeah. And so to give a little backstory on the movie, it's directed by Bruce Pittman. And like you said, this is another in the classic vein of sequels that are actually entirely unrelated, tacked onto the series. You know, and other examples of this that people might know are Troll 2 is a very famous one. There's probably more Hellraiser movies that started as standalone scripts at this point than ones that were actually intended.
Dude.
I feel so bad for that series because there's so much good in it, and then they really just constantly. I blame Rick Boda. Rick Boda, if you hear this, I hold you responsible for the Hellraiser franchise.
Holy shit.
That's right. We're making enemies on this show.
Oh my God, going for it. Oh, good. Okay, I didn't know that was this kind of podcast. All right.
Listen, Rick, we'll talk it over on the show if you want to come on. We'll hash it out. We'll
I got some shit then to say to Naomi Watts, man.
Yeah, we're going back, circling back to Naomi.
I can't wait to see you in Goodnight Mommy, the American remake. Woo!
Got her.
Woo!
But yeah, like you said, the original title of this was The Haunting at Hamilton High, which, as far as I'm concerned, that puts this squarely in the Big Grande's Teachers Lounge-iverse.
Oh my, is that where their school is? Is
That's
Hamilton
right.
High?
That's right.
Whoa. Oh shit. It's totally in that universe now.
It totally fits. I think that it fits right in. But even though Prom Night 1 is not that great, it was a pretty big success at the time, despite the best efforts of Best Little Horror House villain Roger Ebert, who famously hated it along with almost everything else horror movies. So.
Oh, yeah, he was not into horror whatsoever.
No, hey, we all have our flaws. But so when MGM bought The Haunting of Hamilton High, one of the conditions was that they had to go do some reshoots, including ones that would create this tenuous connection to the first, like setting it in the same high school.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was all forced, and Ron Oliver was the screenwriter. And the studio asked him to do these reshoots, but it was going to be his first time directing. And so he called up Wes Craven for some advice. And Wes Craven said, give him a scare, give him a hard-on, send him home.
That's so good. That's so good.
Yep.
And it works.
That's right.
One of the reshoots is the rad locker scene, right?
Yeah.
Where she crunches that girl in the locker, and that was so good.
Yeah, so he got 1 week, basically, to do these reshoots and $100,000. And the big reshoots included the climax of that locker room scene, which I really, really like.
Yeah.
The chalkboard scene.
The chalkboard scene, which is so cool.
It's so cool. That alone took 5 of those 7 days to shoot.
Oh my God, I believe it. Holy shit.
Yeah. And the other big thing that was added was all of the like tongue stuff with the rocking
good
horse.
Which like these are all of like such really cool parts, like cool weird parts.
Yeah, and I think that what makes them so fun is that they do, I mean, not only did he get this advice from Wes Craven, but a lot of these reshoot scenes do have a lot of influence from Nightmare on Elm Street, especially because they got the special effects coordinator, Jim Doyle, who had actually worked on Nightmare. And so this stuff, I mean, the horse tongue is straight out of it with the phone in Nancy's hand.
Yes. Oh my God.
That's great. And then, we'll talk about it a little more as it comes up in the plot, but this chalkboard scene is just huge Nightmare on Elm Street vibes as well. Mm-hmm. It's the scene itself is only 45 seconds, but it took like I said, 5 of the 7 days and about $2,000 an hour, they said, was the estimated cost of making that work. Yeah.
Holy shit.
And I'm glad that it looks good.
Because it looks so good. Because they must have done the kind of like bed upside down vibe thing where it's like, we're shooting down at the pool.
Right.
And so all the classroom stuff has to be up against the wall.
And it had to be like a vortex because it was like swirling around. So there had to be like motors and stuff underneath it. So very elaborate, to put it mildly.
And truly like the coolest scene.
Absolutely. It really does look incredible.
I feel like I was enjoying the movie, I was like, oh, this is fun. And then that scene, I was like, oh, how come nobody's talking about this movie?
Right.
It's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. Like, it takes a lot of these sort of influences and puts its own spin on it. Nothing feels like I said that the tongue thing comes right out of Nightmare, but it does still have its own unique flair. It feels like it fits into this movie and it's doing its own thing. I love the effects that create this sort of surreal vibe without being a direct, like, oh, this is a Carrie ripoff. Oh, this is a Nightmare ripoff. It's putting these things together in a really interesting way while being its own unique voice.
Right. It is just more of like, oh, the mom reminds me of the mom from like, it truly is that rather than like, this is a fucking ripoff. It's like, yeah, it's got its own cool, campy voice, but not, I mean, it is over the top campy, but not spoofy, not making fun of any of the things it's pulling from, but truly just like, oh, it seems like you love Carrie and you love Nightmare on Elm Street and you love camp, and it's so great.
Oh, I think that it is very obvious that they absolutely love horror movies because, I mean, not only do they have all of these scenes that pull from these classic horror movies, but just in the names, everybody is named after like cult directors and stuff.
Yes.
And even people like Frank Henenlotter, who is one of my favorites, but like never gets shout outs and stuff. And so for Frank,
who is that?
He did Brain Damage. He did Frankenhooker. He did all of those. It was a lot of fun.
Great.
That like grimy New York exploitation-y kind of films.
Good.
And like everyone has pretty much every character has their last name as a reference
I
to
love that.
a cult icon. Yeah, it's great.
I love that so much.
There is a chalkboard available because, as you can tell from the name, it takes place at a school, specifically the Highlands Junior High School in Edmonton, Alberta, which they chose not only because they were like, oh, this is a nice looking building, which it is a very imposing neo-Gothic building. The very first thing you see is this school, and so it really has to set the tone, and I think it does that really well.
Right. Just this intense school.
Yeah.
I know. It would be, what kind of high school did you go to? Did it look
It was only like 2 stories. It was not nearly this imposing. Very flat.
Yeah, same here. It was very just kind of like, okay, like, all right. I can't imagine and there's a bunch, like, of course, around LA that you just drive by and it's like, wow, that school kind of looks like a church. I wonder what it would have been like to go there.
Yeah, it really does feel like a very different environment for
Yeah. Yeah.
But not only do they like the building, the local school board was like, we are so excited to have this movie shooting here. Whatever you need, we'll give you.
Oh, that's so rad.
Yeah, I love that, because that's not always the case. A lot, especially with horror movies, some towns are very like, your negative influence on the kids. And so for them to really embrace that, I think speaks very well of Edmonton, Alberta.
I do too. I wonder if they watched it and then they're like, whoa.
What did we do?
What did we do? She's making out with her dad? What do we do? Or they're like, yeah, okay, we made the right choice.
They got it.
Every freshman has to watch this. First thing, as soon as they walk through the door, get in here.
All right, school assembly, everyone sit down.
Yeah, their mascot is now the Mary Lou's.
Oh, hell yeah.
That
would be great.
Half-birth.
Yeah.
That would be so cool.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Take
okay,
notes,
come on,
Edmonton.
Highland School. Do that shit.
They started production in August of '86, and they had a budget of $2.5 million Canadian dollars, which at the time was about $3.25 million US dollars, and is now just over $7.5 million US dollars.
Okay.
So pretty good budget.
Yeah.
And they used it.
Yeah.
And it looks great. The special effects in this, not only are they done by a very talented person, but the makeup effects look so good when Mary Lou is burning and stuff. Oh my God, it looks amazing.
Looks so good when she's bursting out of her fucking body.
Vicky, yeah, she's a friggin' alien chest burster
so
emerging.
Cool. This movie truly has everything I want in a horror movie all in one. Like,
it's the perfect one.
So cool.
You never have to decide which horror movie you want to watch because it has little pieces of all of them.
This has everything. A nasty religious parent who always has just a big thing of milk around.
That was so funny.
It's such a fun move. It's such a good choice. It's so good.
Yeah. Unfortunately for the movie, reception was very negative at the time.
Oh.
Yes. Big bummer. The producer whose decision it was to make the movie a prom night movie did admit that he felt ultimately it hurt the movie to release it as a prom night one, which I thought was interesting.
You go in probably thinking it's a slasher.
Yeah.
And it is so far the other way. Like, there are cool kills, but it's paranormal and once again campy. Like, wow, yeah. I could see probably if I enjoyed the first one being like, or I don't know. Actually, no, I could see like being like, wait, this fucking rules.
This is better.
This is way
Scratch
better
out
than the first one. We're getting to the fun of it. Let's go. Like, Wow.
But I do think that the tonal thing probably was a big shift for some people.
Yeah.
Including Philadelphia's own Ben Yagoda, who was just absolutely rude as hell. He said that it could be credited with nothing other than providing temporary employment for a group of untalented individuals, which I'm like, this is so personal.
Yeah.
Goddamn. That's not cool, Ben Yagoda.
Yeah, that's not cool at all. Everybody did great.
Yeah,
Everybody
I agree.
did so good in that movie.
Luckily, there were some people who did like it. The LA Times called it the blue velvet of high school horror movies, which that's high praise. And the appreciation has continued to grow, leading us to right now where we're here to declare it the best horror movie ever made.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back to the show. Hi, everybody. George here, and I wanted to tell you about a podcast releasing soon called We Heard About Pluto, a psych watch-along podcast where three psych psychos and their guests will be rewatching the series from the very beginning and discussing the show, from gushing about Gus to searching for the hidden pineapples and everything in between. Plus, most germane to listeners of the Best Little Horror House, one of those three hosts is me. I love psych, and I'm very excited to be talking about it with my pals Reegs and JP. So keep an eye out for We Heard About Pluto, because it's coming soon, and you know that's right. And now, back to the show. To get into the actual movie, like I said, we start off with this, like, zoom in on an extremely imposing school. It's shot at these real low angles. It's lit really well. And as we navigate the rooms, we get a look at, like, a stuffed cat, a crucifix, a jester hat, all these things that you're like...
Yes.
It's kind of setting the tone up. And this trunk swings open and like the title card appears over the sound of rushing wind and ghost noises.
Yes.
It just really puts me in such a cozy vibe. Like right, I'm like, oh, I know exactly. This is just washing over me. It's
yes,
perfect.
right. It truly, because it does feel almost a little like an "Are You Afraid of the Dark" intro of just kind of like, wait, what is this? And then the title coming out, it's immediately you're just like, oh, I like this.
Yeah.
I like what this is going to be.
Yeah. Yeah, you really get a sense of it right away.
Yeah. Ugh.
It's great. And it opens up in 1957.
Yes.
And Mary Lou Maloney is on her way to the prom when she stops by the confessional. And there she tells the priest that she's been disobeying her parents, taking the Lord's name in vain, having sinful relations with many, many boys, and most of all... loved every minute of it, baby.
She's saying this really slow, and at the end of each of those things is like many times. She's so good.
Yes,
this actor is so good, and so she's like, I've disobeyed my parents many times, and she's like slowly getting lipstick out, and the priest is like sweating in his boots, just like what is this? And then I've had my way with many boys many times, and then it's like I loved every minute of it. Oh, the priest is of course like, oh my god, and she has written her name for a good time called Mary Lou.
Oh yeah, in lipstick
on the confessional, where it's just, and that once again is just like, oh, okay, this movie rules.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, and we should say that Mary Lou is played by Lisa Schrage, and like you said, she is really just killing it in this. She puts a little bit of the lipstick on her own mouth. She smacks her lips and she leaves in quite the dramatic exit.
Yes.
I respect the hell out of it.
Yes. I did confession one time because I was forced to in catechism, but if I ever have to do it again, I'm doing it exactly that way.
It's perfect. Who could argue with that?
Yeah, thank you.
And apparently, this was screenwriter Ron Oliver's actual home phone number then. But nobody called. That. He was like, oh, I might have to fend off some weirdos. And literally no one called. He said,
oh, shoot. Except his parents. He's like, you fucking weirdos, get out of here. Get out of here, Mom and Dad.
He's like, oh, that was his excuse for screening his calls, just so that he didn't have to talk
I put my name I put my number in the movie. I can't answer all of it.
One thing that I really like is just, it's so funny to me to see them at prom, like dancing to Tutti Frutti, because like, obviously I can understand that it would have been much more scandalous rock and roll then, but at the time, like now, it just feels so antithetical to like the idea of youthful indiscretion to be dancing to Tutti Frutti.
It's so goofy. It's so goofy. Yeah, and like the teacher, like that one teacher being like, this rock and roll music, what is it? It's like, this is nothing, man.
Yeah. He goes for the Huey Lewis. It's too damn loud.
Yes, yeah, exactly. I'm sorry. It's just too loud. And I love everybody at this prom because it's such the 80s version of a 1950s prom.
Right.
Like, there's so many funny hairdos that are 80s where it's like, that's not the 50s, but hey, whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
Hell yeah.
I wouldn't want it any other way.
Exactly. And Mary Lou is there with Billy Nordham, who has given her a ring with her initials on it, and she sends him off to go get her some punch.
And that dude looks like he's 50 years old.
Oh my, I literally...
Like, we didn't... It could have been anybody who looks like a teenager, and we would have been like, yeah, okay, he's that guy.
That hairline is really not doing him any favors, and I'm like, look, man, Mary Lou leaves you. I'm saying maybe it's because you look like you're about 20 years her senior.
Yes. Like, that dude could have played
the teacher.
Billy the teacher.
Yeah.
Like, I'm every time that guy pops up, I'm like, what were we thinking? Oh, well, whatever.
Yes, that's a funny casting choice, but
very funny.
When he does return, she's gone, and a friend of theirs tells him that she went off backstage with Bud Cooper. Classic Bud.
Bud Cooper.
In my opinion, weird choice to make your two main male heroes, Buddy and Billy.
Yeah, very strange.
That's
very
a little
strange.
confusing.
Yes, unbelievably.
But, we make it work.
Yeah.
And he storms after her, finding them making out up against a set with paintings of flames on it. Nice little, usage of things that would be there to create this mood.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, they're, kind of in the theater,
right.
Backstage, where all the props are, and they're making out and drinking liquor. Just being bad.
Classic bad kids. He confronts them. She and Bud go off together, leaving Billy there alone and heartbroken. And he sulks off into the bathroom when he hears these two kids planning to set off a stink bomb. But this is when the teacher comes in, and they're both grumpy at each other. Yeah,
the kids ditch the stink bomb in the trash because they know the teacher is coming in, and so they ditch it. And yeah, they're both grumpy and both the same age, and both have been in the what war? I guess they could have both come from World War II. Yeah.
The teacher was in World War I and II. Billy was just in World War II.
Billy was just in World War II. We'll give him. Well, yeah. And he eyes the stink bomb.
Ooh, he sure does. And he snatches it right out of the garbage can. And when Mary Lou gets crowned prom queen, she walks up to much adulation. Her theme song plays. Let me tell you about a girl named Mary Lou. It's great. It's so fun that it plays all the time. It's a great sort of motif to carry her through and let you know what's going on.
Yes.
And the song is also about a woman taking a guy for all he's worth, so thematically appropriate as well for that.
Yes.
And unfortunately, when he drops the stink bomb on her while she's on stage, her dress lights on fire immediately.
This homemade stink bomb does look like a pipe bomb or something. It's outrageous. And yeah, she immediately goes up in flames, which I do believe. I feel like clothing has just started to chill out about catching on fire.
Yeah, plus all that hairspray.
Back in the days, and the hairspray, right.
Yeah,
right.
That was a fire trap waiting to happen.
Yes, that whole gym was. Especially 80s, 50s style hair.
Exactly.
So much hairspray, dude.
And she's sitting there like she's melting, literally. And this is a really long fire scene. I noticed it before I was doing research. I was like, wow, this is a really long scene. But apparently at the time, it was the longest fire stunt to date.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and you can tell because she's up there running around, and I'm like, this woman's really gonna burn to death up there.
Yes, and nobody's moving. Everybody is just watching this girl burn to death in front of them. Where it's like, no, you would You would rip a curtain off and
Something.
get her down. Something. But maybe in the 50s they didn't know how to do that.
They hadn't invented stop, drop, and roll yet. No one knew to shout.
I don't think they did.
They had gotten stop. They had gotten drop.
Yeah, but not the roll part.
That's right.
That
That came.
I don't know
came
now.
later.
She stopped and dropped. I guess let her burn.
That last step came from Jonas Roll.
It was truly just like, just throw water on me, not at all roll.
But she looks up and she sees it was you, Billy.
It was Billy.
Yep, and the trunk we saw earlier slams shut.
Yeah.
Great little intro. I love how it
Perfect.
feels perfectly encapsulated. We get a sense of the setup. And there doesn't feel like there's any like loose strings. We understand exactly what is setting up the rest of this movie.
Yeah. And once again, it looked cool.
It sure did.
The fire effects
Most
were
importantly.
so rad. Her melty makeup looked so cool.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Practical and cool. It's so great. Yeah.
That's the key, is that practical.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Cut to 30 years later. Vicky Carpenter, who is played by Wendy Lyon, she is having breakfast with her parents, who are very religious. And she tells them she's going to the mall to get a new prom dress. Her mother is clearly disapproving, especially
you
of
want the green one. You have a green dress. Wear your green dress.
perfectly adequate.
Yeah. And she's dressed up like an 1800s school marm.
It sure
So
is.
you know, which I love because it's immediately like, ew, she's nasty and religious. We hate her. Good. Here we go.
Exactly. It's the exact kind of thing where all the signifiers are there. They don't have to spend the time setting it up because you're already on board. They send these cues out. You already know.
Yes. Yeah. It's so great.
Really effectively done.
But dad is like, oh yeah, cool, have fun. And then mom's like, shut up. Shut up to him. And so.
Right. And she's especially disapproving because of the date to the prom.
Right.
Which is a young man named Craig Nordum. Cool dude with a motorcycle.
Hell
but
yeah.
his dad is Billy.
Uh-oh.
Billy is the principal now. He's also Michael Ironside now, which is fun. Michael Ironside is, he showed up in this. I was like, what the hell, Michael Ironside?
And he's so good. He's so
great
good.
in it.
He's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, I love him in everything.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Starship Troopers, don't even get me started.
Yes. Oh, that
amazing.
movie's wild.
But Vicky discusses her dress woes with some pals, exacerbated by a rival for prom queen named Kelly Henenlotter. There we go. Shout out to my main man, Frank. She's bragging loudly in the hallways about hers, and one of her friends, Jess, suggests that they look in the props department for a dress after they get back from her doctor's appointment.
Right.
So
right.
it's
And
all-
once again, the bad girl is so evil
Yes.
that you immediately are like, oh, okay, so fuck this girl. We don't like her. Like very sleepaway camp Judy or whatever.
Right.
Where it's just like, oh my God, you're so mean. Okay.
Constantly. There's never any sign of her like letting up or anything, or there being like any good underneath. She is just relentless. No, you're the worst. I'm
Yes.
lying and cheating and stealing my way to the top.
Yeah, but it's also like, oh, okay, great.
Right.
You'll
exactly.
get yours, dude, and I can't wait to see it.
That's right. Terry Hawks, that's the actress there. She's doing a great job. And Vicky winds up going down to the props department without Jess to look for this stuff. And she opens up the trunk that held Mary Lou's prom accessories and her spirit.
Yes. And her spirit is like kind of released, right? It hasn't gotten Vicky yet.
Right, but it's
Full
just sort of
on.
like it's the beginning phases. It's drawn her back to life.
Good.
And I love all the stuff that's happening in this moment. Like the photo of their senior class shatters over her face.
Shattering, and Billy's like, what was that?
He looks up he feels something is amiss. He looks into the distance. All the classics, they're bringing them all out. It's great.
Love it, love it.
Yeah. And so Vicky takes the crown and the cape and the sash upstairs to the art room where they discuss Mary Lou's death. But Jess blows up about who cares about the prom and Mary Lou, and she storms off. And we're all like, oh, what's the
What's
deal
going
here?
on with Jess? What's going on with artsy Jess?
Yes, Jess has quite the hairdo, I should say as well. That
Jess looks so cool.
Yeah, she's punk as hell.
Yeah, dude.
Vicky finds her in the bathroom and Jess is crying because it turns out that this doctor's appointment revealed that she is pregnant from a boy who won't call her back.
Ooh.
Bad news, especially because we as an audience are like, oh no, this girl is already got a death sentence on her.
Right. Like, oh no.
Yeah. And later that day, when Jess is back in the art room, she starts messing around with the prom queen stuff. She's wearing the cape. She pops a jewel off the crown, and the trunk freaks out. It slams open. There's screaming wind. There's these bright lights. It's all the great stuff. And the spirit of Mary Lou kills Jess. But one thing that I really, really like about this scene is that it fucks with her.
It totally fucks with her. Kind of Final Destination vibes.
Yes.
Because, like, you think that it's going to cut her head off with the paper cutter.
Terrifying.
Which is horrifying. Then it's like, nope, I'm going to fucking hang you from a light.
Yep.
And strangle you to death.
Yep.
You know, and the trunk being away in the prop room but still being that power gives me very Changeling vibes.
Yes.
The George C. Scott one of up in that little nasty attic where Joseph lives. Like, a lot is controlled from that place.
Right. The epicenter.
I just realized really that as you were describing. I was like, oh yeah, because that happens even in the Changeling where you like literally see this entity coming down to then wreak havoc. Oh,
right.
That's so good.
Yeah, it almost kind of feels like Raimi vision a little bit,
yes.
like when he's doing the Evil Dead stuff.
Big time.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, and like you said, Jess is getting hanged from the light, and then even after that, it just throws her right out the damn window.
Throws her out the window.
Classic defenestration. The jewel replaces itself in the crown as well, which is a nice little creepy button on it. I like that a lot.
Very good. Very good. Don't you be touching my stuff.
That's right.
Don't you be messing with my stuff.
The next day, they find Jess, and everyone assumes it was a suicide because of the pregnancy. But at the funeral, Vicky is drawn to Mary Lou's grave. And that's another great moment. But another day passes, and I laughed really hard when one of Vicky's friends is like, "What's the matter?" when she's still sad. And I'm like, her friend just died.
That's always like such a pretty big trope in a lot of these movies, is just like, unless it's used to be like they're crazy because of the loss of their friends, but usually it is like, I can't wait for prom. Vicky, why are you so sad? Let's talk about prom. And like, best friend just like, we think strangled herself and then threw herself out the window. Like, this
elaborate suicide.
Up, dude.
Yeah.
And I like how Vicky's like, I feel they should cancel the prom, right? Like, this horrific suicide happened.
Right. Yes. It is really bad. I am fully on Team Vicky in this moment.
Me
but
too. I'm like, maybe we don't need a prom. Like, maybe we need to figure out, like, let's
at least delay it.
At least delay it a little bit.
Something.
Yeah.
But not only is she upset about this, but she also starts having these hallucinations. And these hallucinations are so much fun. They're like a head in a cafeteria lunch and blood in the water fountains. And it's just all these great little moments.
So great. And like the whole school shifts to where it feels like kind of Stranger Things upside down world. It's just so fun.
Yeah, I totally agree.
It blows me away every time I watch it. I'm like, God, this is just cool.
And it's the kind of thing where it is sort of playing with that tone where, like you said, it does have these campy moments, but a lot of it feels like they really understand what they're doing and they're riding the line in a really great way where they're able to execute things in ways that are genuinely effective, but still have that kind of sense of humor about all their influences and everything. This is something that is such a hard tone for any movie to accomplish. And then, for this to, I wouldn't call it a horror comedy, but there are comedic moments in it.
Right.
And that is almost more interesting to me in a way than something explicitly being like, we are a horror comedy, that we're diverting our focus into two different areas because you have to focus so hard on making the jokes effective and balancing that through the whole movie, as opposed to just being like, here's a little pocket of humor.
Which is such a little gift when watching a horror movie where you're like, oh my God, this is funny also.
Yeah.
But yeah, like when you go in for a horror movie or a horror comedy, you're kind of like, okay. And that's when it's done well, great. And when it's done bad, like holy shit.
Woof. Yeah.
Big time woof, you know? And so, like, I kind of always go into them being like, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, that's also just comedies in general, too, of like, come on, please be fun and funny.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's doubly challenging for you as a comedian to have to be like, oh, like, what would I do better? Like, how could I punch this up?
Yeah.
But Vicky is also, she's on edge from these hallucinations. Yeah. She's snapping at her mother for opening her mail and declaring that she isn't going to college anymore, mother.
Oh, right, because her boyfriend had told his daddy that, too. He was like, I want to take a year off, which, you know what? I think that's smart.
Yeah.
I think that should be the thing to, like, I had a ball in college, but there is a part of me where it's like, man, I kind of wish I did have a year to chill out. Or, like, or to work and then be very like, yes, okay, I am ready now. I don't know.
And well, it also gives you a little bit more of a sense of like, well, what do I want to do with my life? Am I enjoying like this kind of thing? And that's the thing, is that Craig is not like, oh yeah, I want to go like fuck off to Europe for a year. He's like, I want to work, and
he's like, I want to work, and like let the kid work for a year and then go to school. Like.
Right? Yeah, I agree. But his dad is not on board, and neither is Vicky's mom.
Also, isn't it weird that his dad, who set this woman on fire at this school, is now a teacher at that school?
A different lifetime, as he said.
You would fucking move anywhere else.
Literally any other like school district.
Anywhere
He's like, no,
else.
I'm putting down roots right here.
Yeah, nope. This is where I need to be, where I burned. And every single day, I'm going to walk into the building where I jealously lit my girlfriend on fire in front of the entire school.
You know, now that you say that, though, I almost kind of wonder if he's like not doing some kind of like penance thing. They're like, so much of this movie is focused on the relationship between the church and everything that
That's true.
He might be like, this is his lodestone around his neck, is having to deal with this emotion every time.
Whoa. Ooh, that is very Catholic. Okay. I think you nailed it. Nailed it.
This is, sometimes it takes an outside view as the Jewish guy. I can see it. We have our own brand of guilt. I recognize the telltale signs. So. She goes upstairs in the middle of her mom's prayer, which also makes her mom very upset. And she tries on some lipstick, but looking back in the mirror is Mary Lou. This is one of my favorite like horror trope kind of things where they look in the mirror and there's something else looking back at them. American Werewolf in London does it amazingly. Yes. Like that sort of thing is just so fun to me.
It's so fun. It never gets old to me. You're just waiting for something to be there. I love it.
The minute they walk in, you're like, oh, someone's gonna be in that mirror.
There's gotta be. Oh, I love it. I love a mirror scare.
Gotta love it. And it's during gym the next day. Kelly chucks a dodgeball at Vicky's face. She gets knocked out, and she has this nightmare about a bunch of zombies, or zombie-like girls sort of chanting Mary Lou and approaching her, which forces her into the net, which turns into a spider web.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yes, I love that. I think it's so fun because this is the kind of movie that really does a good job of escalating things because they set the bar. You think you understand exactly where it's going to go. It's going to be, oh, these zombie girls are going to grab at her and then she's going to wake up. But then they tack on a second layer. Yeah. They really raise it up another notch. And the effects look great when she backs up into this thing and gets all wrapped up.
Good.
I just love it. I love
it. I do. I love it. So it brings me a lot of joy watching this movie.
Billy goes downstairs into the sort of set dressing area, the prop room, and he sees the open trunk, and he closes it quickly, and he flashes back to the fateful night before he burns the picture that Mary Lou was in. Yeah. And Vicky's mother takes her to church. She confesses her fears to the priest, who it turns out is Buddy from the beginning. Wow.
Which also, like, get out of there, man.
Same deal. He should have been gone as well.
But I guess it is like, no, I'll do Billy one better and become a priest.
That's right. They still had their competition going even all these years later.
Yeah, all right, okay.
Guilt Olympics.
Yeah.
It's so funny to me that night when the camera lingers on the rocking horse in her bedroom because, first of all, weird that she's just got this huge-ass rocking horse.
Huge and terrifying looking.
Terrifying to start with.
Her room is disgusting. Like, I hate her room so much. Like, it is everything I feel as a child. I would have been like, no, this is a nightmare.
Yes.
This room is a nightmare. Like,
the
all
true horror.
pastel-y, like, horse stuff.
Ugh.
Oh, it's so
rough.
Scary. It's so
rough.
And that big rocking horse is just so gross. Like, a kid couldn't ride it. It's so big.
Right. She bought that as a teenager. She was like, what rocking horse speaks to me?
Yeah. I could see, but I could also see her weird Christian mom being like, you can have a rocking horse. And be like, what the fuck? Yeah, I'll get you a rocking horse. And you're like, okay.
Mom, I asked for a cassette player.
Yeah, I really just wanted a fucking Walkman, but no. I'll pay $700 for a rocking horse, but a Walkman is the devil's
That's right.
instrument. And
That's
you're
right.
like, okay, fine.
I'll take the rocking horse.
Get that rocking horse.
You
Can
get
I
the
have a
rocking
black
horse.
rocking horse?
No.
No, you got white is good. White is the color of God. Stupid.
It's a creepy, gross rocking horse to start with, and then they linger on it, and you're immediately like, oh no, this lingering on the rocking horse is never a good sign.
Yeah.
Vicky she's sitting on there, she's doing a self-portrait, presumably for that art class, but when she drops it and picks it up, it's a picture of Mary Lou now. Whoa!
Very good.
And it's funny because on its own, that's kind of nothing. And
Right.
you're like, all right, whatever. But then this is where that escalation begins again because now she's gotten this out of the way. And then the horse thing pays off quickly too because then the ears go back and it turns its head a little bit. And it's like, oh, fun but small. It starts to start.
Right.
This is the ramping up. And Vicky is like, get out of here. This is my room. And then gets like friggin' vacuum sealed into her bed.
It's so cool. It is like, this like the escalating is so good.
Yeah.
Every beat of this, I guess I don't want to say losing her mind, but the more Mary Lou is having an impression on her, just keeps getting. Oh, it's so cool. The horse stuff is so scary and great.
Right. It's so, and every time it gets worse because it's like kind of creepy enough when the ears go back.
Yes.
But then they keep layering on and like the door is locked and the horse becomes more and more alive and it sticks its tongue out. And then it like waggles the tongue at her in this really gross way.
So gross. It's so fantastic.
And the mirror becomes liquid with Mary Lou reaching through.
Yes.
Which I think this is great. It does kind of remind me of the the Nightmare on Elm Street thing when he's coming through the wall.
Yes.
But they do this a couple times, and one thing, because there's also the hands that pull her into the chalkboard later.
Yes.
And it does remind me of the Nightmare on Elm Street, but what it also really reminds me of, and this is something that I really love, is the beginning of Day of the Dead. When Sarah goes to look at the calendar and she's in like this dream sequence right at the beginning.
Yeah.
And the wall just like turns to a bunch of hands that reach out and grab her. And I was like, it kind of feels like that, but it's got, like I said, it got its own unique voice. It's with this chalkboard.
Yes.
It's just really, it's incredible the way that they managed to strike the balance between homage and originality.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really special movie in every way, but that especially where it's just like, God, it, like I said, it has everything I love from movies all mashed into one and done so well.
Right. Yeah. And everything is getting more and more aggressive until she finally throws the radio at it, which draws the attention of her folks, and they burst in, and everything is set back to normal, which is, of course, another classic.
That really scares me in real life, of like, you know, thinking you're like, I found a body, and then you go back and it's like, there's no body. Like, that is so scary.
Betsy, how often do you think you're finding bodies?
You don't find bodies often, and then they're gone when you get back to the dumpster that you found it in? Weird. Okay.
Let me keep Betsy
I guess
on
it's
the
a
line.
California thing.
Yeah, it must be. West Coast thing versus East Coast, I suppose. Here, the bodies just stay when you find them.
Oh God. Okay, I should go to the East Coast. All right.
Yeah, it's got its appeal.
Yeah.
She visits Mary Lou's grave again because now things have really started to pick up, and she's startled there by Bud the priest. She tells him that something is going on and asks if he believes in ghosts before running off, which is a very fun little do you set things off? Buddy does believe her, and he goes back to the church and he does this fun little exorcism scene.
Yes.
And he goes back to the grave to check the vibe, and his Bible bursts into flames, so vibe, not good.
Oh, yeah, vibe is bad, Bud. Sorry, dude. Imagine if your priest name was Bud.
Buddy Priest.
I'm out. Yeah, hey, I'm Priest Bud.
It's like Dogma when he's got Buddy Christ.
Oh, yes.
Bud goes to warn Billy the next morning.
Right.
And it's really funny to me that they go back to this well a couple times of people saying "God damn" in front of the priest.
Oh yeah.
Vicky does it, Craig
joke.
does it, and and every time they're like, "Oh, there he is."
Oh, sorry.
But Billy isn't impressed by this warning, and he throws Bud out of his house. And Craig picks up Vicky the next morning with a greeting of "You look like shit," which really made me laugh. But one of the things I really like is when Vicky is sort of explaining her fears, and she says that she feels like she isn't in control of herself anymore. And I did notice this before they call it out at the end. I'm going to get that out there right now.
Okay.
But she's taking her coffee black with sugar now, when earlier she just put in a bit of milk. And I was like,
she says, sugar, that stuff will kill you.
That's right.
There we go. Nice and subtle. I never noticed it until like the third time I watched the movie. I was like, okay.
To be fair, I was also specifically taking notes on it.
Of
so
course.
I
where you're like paying.
I was like, I nailed it.
Close.
Kelly is needling her in class again, and when Vicky looks at her, she sees Mary Lou. She lays this big old smack on her.
It's so funny. It's so rad.
It's
whether she saw Mary Lou. I mean, she saw Mary Lou, but like I would have been.
Even the other people, assuming it was Kelly, would be like, so yes.
Because she was looking in the yearbook and found Mary Lou's picture.
Right.
Oh, yes. And then Kelly starts to try to make fun of her and gets fucking slammed to the ground.
That was a really fun scene to watch the extras in the background.
Good. That's
a good one.
Always fun to check out what they're doing.
yeah, that was a good one. And, this obviously lands her in detention.
Oh, yeah.
And this is when the infamous chalkboard scene that we've been teasing this whole time happens.
It's so cool.
It's so cool. And it starts off, I really like the way it starts off, where it sort of appeals to her better nature.
Yes.
And the chalk from the other side writes, "Help me."
Help me. And it sounds so spooky and it looks great.
Oh, man.
Like, it looks so good and scary. Oh, this scene is so fucking cool.
Yeah, and it lures her in, and as soon as she gets close, those hands that I was talking about reach out and pull her in, and she gets dragged into this chalkboard. And now, first of all, like I said, this obviously has Big Freddy vibes, but like you sort of said, it does have that same kind of you can see that it's like the desk nailed to the wall and they're recording at a 90-degree angle. But for me, at least, seeing through that artifice doesn't diminish it at all for me. Like, I
I only thought of it yesterday when I was rewatching of like, that must be how they did it. Cause and I've seen this movie a bunch. And that was the only first time where I was like, oh, I think that's how they must have done it. But before, it's so good.
It looks
looking.
great. It looks so good. And it's the simple things, but that's the beauty of practical effects is they really did it. They put the work in, and it does come across so good. Yes,
because it would have been awesome even if she had just been sucked in.
Yeah.
But no, they got to have it be a whirlpool, and she's trying to get out, and now letters are... It is so cool.
Yes. I love it.
Yeah, because I think, the first time I watched it, I was like, oh my God, getting sucked in, that's cool. And then it started doing more. I was like, wait, what? You could do that? Cool.
Wow.
It's good. It's good.
It sure is.
So then we're back at the trunk, right? And like,
right, she emerges in the storage area.
She emerges.
It's so great. You can tell that she's possessed. There's this glowing light coming out of the trunk, which is open. And this is such an awesome sort of like act break to be like, I see the path forward for this movie and I'm so on board and I love it and I'm so excited.
It's also like this movie doesn't slow down. Like,
no.
There's not a boring moment in it. Because even the scenes where it's like, okay, we have to get this information out, they're pretty quick, or they're like somehow buttoned with something cool and fun.
Right.
But it is just like, oh, here's this, like, because even just you going through it, it's like, oh my God, and then it's that part already. Holy shit, and then it's this cool thing already. It's so great. It's so great.
And that pace that they're keeping up really, I think, helps this movie because it is like an hour and 48 or something like that, and it does not feel longer than a 90-minute movie to me at all. I think that they do such a great job of keeping the movie moving.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's just great, folks.
Oh, it's so good, everybody. Watch it.
She goes to the church, and she murders Bud after revealing herself to him.
Yeah, she is now Mary Lou.
Right.
In a body.
Exactly.
At one point, she even says, nice body, huh? I guess it's later, but she knows. She's like, do you think, though... Okay, so Vicky kind of opened it, started off, but Mary Lou didn't know that Vicky was seeing Billy's kid, right? Because... That's just a fun extra layer if she didn't know, and she's like probably like, "Whoa, I picked the right
Perfect.
kid! Yeah. Oh my God, I meant
the stars aligned.
I meant to do that.
Yeah, she called her shot from the underworld.
yeah. Whoa.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a really nice layer as well. And one of the things I really like about this murder of Bud, the priest, is that he was just warning Billy, like, "Hey, I'll be okay because Jesus has my back, but you gotta watch out. Here, take this cross." Yep. And she's the first one, or he's the first one she goes after, and it does nothing. And she literally murders him by shoving a crucifix down his throat.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so good.
It's so great.
Great sort of like subversion of the way that you feel like it's gonna go too, because this is the kind of thing where you're like, oh, like they've said that the Jesus is gonna protect him, so maybe like I don't have any reason to doubt that, I guess.
Yeah, where it's like, okay, so are those the rules we're gonna like? Okay, does it work that way? And then it's like, no, dude, no. Oh, so great.
Yeah, and so she goes back to school the next day, dressed in the 50s style, and the Mary Lou theme song is played.
Weird, man. Also, though, like. I was thinking, I guess it is the saddle shoes that you're like, oh yeah, I guess that. But I was like ready for like hardcore poodle skirt, whatever.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like, well, it's still pretty 80s, like.
Right, especially if like they knew that her mom was the way that she is. If like, she showed up, I'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, where it's like, I think she wears that every day anyways. Like.
Yeah. And, that her friends are like baffled, but do ultimately kind of shrug it off. Craig is like, she's just trying to be an individual, I guess.
Yeah.
But Monica is starting to get suspicious, especially when she sees Mary Lou get revenge on Mr. Craven for groping her.
Oh, Mr. Craven is so gross.
Yes,
like in science
very
class,
much.
he like touches her butt and he's like, "Your Bunsen burner hot," or something like that, and it's just like, "Fuck off, dude."
Yes, it's funny to me that after Wes Craven was like giving him this advice, and he took the guy from Nightmare on Elm Street special effects, he was like, "I'm gonna make Wes Craven the friggin'
I
creep."
can see Craven being like, "Make me the creep, please."
You're right. That was definitely him.
Creep. There we go.
So Monica confronts Mary Lou in the locker room, and she unfortunately signs her death warrant after Mary Lou gives her she kind of comes onto her. She's naked during this. They're in the locker rooms.
She has to be so naked during this scene.
Yes.
Which is a bummer. Yeah.
It's like shocking.
I guess, okay, she is Mary Lou.
Yeah. And she's like giving Monica kisses on the nose and on the forehead. And Monica's like, "What the fuck is happening?"
That did blow my mind when I first saw the first time I watched it. I was like, "Whoa!" Especially for the 80s.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's ballsy.
There is an interesting level of queerness to this movie between the way that Mary Lou sort of comes on to Monica. They do use a slur later to sort of imply that that Craig might be gay and
right.
The rivalry between the boys, there's a little bit of homoeroticism there and everything.
Yeah.
There's just something
Just
interesting going.
Something
Yeah,
down under there. It's okay,
for the time
cool.
period, especially to be I think that there is a little more than a lot of other movies at the time had going on.
Have you
on
seen
that
Butcher Baker?
Not yet.
I feel it's just out on Shudder and it's from the 80s. Okay, you should watch that because it's heavy, gay panic. I don't want to spoil, but in a really interesting way that you would never think the 80s would do. So yeah, you should check it out.
Yeah, I've been meaning to. I'm really excited to check it out. I've been hearing a lot of people and a lot of people recommend it.
Butcher Baker.
Man,
Murder Baker? Something. I'm sorry, I have to figure it out right now.
The thief,
else.
the cook, her murderer, and her lover, or whatever.
Baker.
Nightmare
Maker.
That's it.
There we go. Okay.
There we go. Butcher Baker, Nightmare Maker.
Okay, I could.
It's a fun title. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it's a great title. So, yes, cool locker scene. She has to be naked the whole time.
Yes.
Which is a bummer.
It's coming on strong.
It's coming on strong. Yeah, they kind of make out, and then Monica's like, "Ew, no."
She flees. She gets her butt out of Dodge, and she hides in these lockers. And Mary Lou, this is when we first really get to see the ghost powers. And it's so fun. She crushes these. I think that this is done really well because not only do I think the effects look good, it's really gruesome while letting your imagination have fun with it because all you see is her in the locker and then the outside, the locker is crushing and you see some blood come out, but you never actually see her get crushed.
Right.
And you just see Mary Lou kind of casually walk out and pop some gum in her mouth.
And it's a really cool moment for Mary. What's her name? Wendy, whoever plays Mary Lou she's great.
So good.
In this part, it's in the whole her hunting Monica. She's great and creepy.
Right.
And then when she's like a wap bab a doo bap, a wap bam boom, and then crushes
Great one-liner.
It's just yes, dude. It seemed like she was having fun. It seemed like everybody was having fun in this movie. I think maybe just because I was having fun. Or I bet everybody loved making this.
Yeah. I think it is really great. I think you're right that she does bring a really creepy element to that scene where she's stalking her, and the nudity almost at points feels like it follows a little bit to me
Big
when
time.
you're I'm just uncomfortable with there's nothing sexy about.
Oh yeah, no. Oh God.
Yeah, she's
a
dangerous.
To hunt.
Yes,
but that calmness and that it's so creepy.
Yes, yeah,
So
it sure
creepy.
is.
Oof.
And she goes to lure Craig away with the promise of sex.
Oh, yeah.
But she ultimately does knock him unconscious. And she heads to the principal's office and she reveals her identity to Billy, taunting him as well.
Yes.
She goes home and she's sitting on the still alive rocking horse, which really cracked me up.
And like fingers in the rocking horse's mouth, and the tongue is going nuts, licking the fingers. Just like, ah. It is such a fucking disturbing image.
Yes.
It's perfect.
Yes, I agree. I totally agree.
The shit has hit the fan. Mary Lou is full on out there ready.
Yeah, I mean, it's really cemented by the next scene where her father does come in to talk to her, and she lays a big fat smooch on him, and her
Mom walks in on it.
Yep.
And
calls
Dad doesn't shove her away.
No, he looks like friggin' Jeremy Irons, Lolita creep, same kind of vibe.
Yeah,
he's and it's made worse because he was like the voice of reason in all the earlier scenes and everything, and so it just feels like such a punch in the gut for this to happen. And the mom walks in, like you said, calls her a Jezebel and a harlot, really bringing out the big guns.
The big guns.
And she says there is no way that Vicky is leaving this house, to which Vicky/Mary Lou responds by blowing her right out the front door with her mind.
So cool. It's so cool.
I loved it.
Blast through the front door.
Oh man, and the way that it's shot too, where it's like you're head on with her, and then it just cuts to a side angle. Door blows out.
It's so cool. and then Mary Lou as Vicky just walks out.
Cool as you like.
Oh, it's so good. And it's prom now, right? Tonight is prom. Okay,
Tonight is prom.
Tonight is prom. So
and Billy finds his son Craig, who demands to be allowed to go after Vicky and live his own life. Yeah. And instead, Billy knocks him back out with his own shoe.
With his own shoe, where it's like, nuh-uh, like...
He just woke up, too. He literally...
woke up, and then, what kind of shoe is that?
A heavy one.
It's got to be a clog or something. Like, you couldn't knock anybody out with just a regular shoe. I guess he already did get bonked on the head, so maybe it's like...
exacerbating a concussion.
Right. Where it's like, oh, yeah, you don't need much to knock him out again.
Yeah, well, he goes down hard. He falls right on the floor. It's a very funny moment. And Billy goes to check on Mary Lou's grave on his own. But he finds Buddy the priest in there, in her place. Great reveal. It really kind of shocked me because I was expecting it to just be empty. And so when it's not, you're like, oh, shit.
It's really cool. It's cool.
Mary Lou is at the prom now, and she's having a grand old time. Monica is there with her new boyfriend, Josh, as well. And we hear someone call Vicky's house, and there's this fun answering message there now of places to go, people to kill. Don't bother leaving a message. Vicky doesn't live here anymore.
Yes,
this is great.
Mary Lou is having fun. She figured out technology. She's having a ball, dude.
I didn't even think about that. That would not have existed.
I like that she stopped after like blasting her mom through the door and be like, okay, I'm going to give one more funny thing.
The dad is still like upstairs just like, what is happening?
Hubba, whoa, yeah.
Yeah, he's Rodney Dangerfielding his collar. But so Kelly discovers that she has in fact lost the prom queen vote. And she bribes Josh, who is the vote counter, with a blowjob to make her win.
And it's a computer, like it's a high-tech computer vote counter that he's in charge. Yeah, and so then she's like, I'll suck your dick if you make me prom queen.
Ugh. Oh boy. And Kelly, you're better than that, Kelly.
Yeah, come on. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, no one remembers a couple years out, Kelly. That's my advice to you.
It's okay.
But Vicky does finally arrive at the prom. /Mary Lou. She's enjoying the festivities while Kelly, like I said, is off bribing Josh. But Josh changes the verdict as he said he would.
Yes.
And this is when Mary Lou says, No, thank you. She electrocutes Josh through the computer, and she changes it back. And this is another really fun kill as his head, degrades.
So great. And it looks fucking cool. And it's got those classic, 80s electricity lines.
Oh, yeah.
I love. Anytime those happen, I'm like, oh, yes, this is good. That's a good visual I need.
Yes, that's a very fun one. And Vicky wins, and she heads to the stage while director and writer Ron Oliver makes a cameo as the guy who asks Kelly how she blew it, which is kind of a funny line.
Oh, yeah. Oh, great.
But Billy is in the rafters in this. I love this recreation of the beginking. It's so
With
fun.
A gun.
Yes, things have escalated there as well.
With a gun. Yeah, they've heightened from smoke bomb to a gun.
That's the 80s, baby.
Yeah. And the 90s and the 2000s and the now. Oh, God.
Go back to smoke bombs.
Yeah. It was just a funny cherry bombs, smoke bombs. Come on. Ooh.
But it's just in time. He shoots Vicky. It's just in time for Craig to arrive, and he sees it.
And once again, everybody's just kind of like, whoa. And then finally somebody's like, he's got a gun. And it's like, fucking, where are any of the teachers? I guess one of them is in the rafters shooting a student. But what? Any people need to react. Don't let Craig just run into the line of fire but whatever. I mean, it's a horror movie. It's a movie. It's a movie,
and Craig does go for it. He tries to help her after he gets shot. And this is when this chest burster scene comes through. Mary Lou emerges from the corpse. It rules. She's all zombied and burned up. She's using her carry powers as her original looks sort of slowly return to her. This scene is amazing.
Her body movements are really cool and creepy and like kind of zombie, kind of carry. It's so cool. She's blasting stuff. She kills the mean girl with a neon light, which is so
perfect
great in the 80s. Like a neon tube light through the gut. It's so, and she's getting her look back, and it's a really cool effect. Going from completely burned to back to classic Mary Lou. Oh, it's such a cool scene.
Yeah, it feels so cool to have her sort of physically incarnate in this moment where the whole time you've been it's this spirit, it's sort of tucked away inside of Vicky, and then for them to just be like, nope, you're really gonna get her. She's emerging physically zombie. Cool. It's so cool. And like you said, she kills Kelly and she turns her sights on Craig and she chases him into the prop room. And there he finds Josh's body in a sarcophagus, which...
Hell yeah, dude.
This is another great moment. His head does a 180 to mock him. Very fun.
Oh, yeah, because earlier he was like, 360, she's possessed, 360 head spin, your mother sews socks in hell. It's so
socks.
Great. it's a cool reveal of yeah. Oh, it's so great.
But suddenly Vicky is back. Not Mary Lou. And Craig opens the door for her like an idiot. God. Obviously a trap, dude.
You know what's been going on. Yep. Oh, was this? There's a really great scare in here that gets me every time.
Which one?
It was right before discovering Josh's body, but when he first runs into the prop room and Mary Lou is at the top of the stairs.
Oh, yes.
And he's waiting at that weird cage door and she's at the top and then all of a sudden her face pops up. It gets me it's such a great scare.
Yes, exactly. And it's so fun because this is an instance where not having any rules established yet is an exciting thing. We don't know what this new version of Mary Lou can do. And so the fact that she is kind of popping up around, we're like, sure, I'm on board for this.
I'm on board. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, that one's really great. And he falls for this trick. She turns back into Mary Lou, obviously.
Duh.
She opens a portal to hell, which starts pulling Craig in. That's a fun power that she got.
That's a good power.
Luckily for them, Billy arrives in the nick of time, and he puts a crown on Mary Lou's head, and he kisses her, setting her spirit free with some fun Raimi vision again that ends in a dang explosion, which I did not see coming. Her freaking grave just lights up.
Her grave just blows up.
Oh, that's great. And it releases Vicky, which they test it by calling, like, they're like, oh, you know, buddy, how do you take your coffee? And like I said, I was real pleased with myself.
Right, they like open the trunk and Vicky comes out all like ooey and gooey.
Where did the wetness come from? That's
from
weird.
The chalkboard, dude.
Oh my God.
Because that was the last time we saw this Vicky.
You're so right.
And then, they give her the test of like, how do you like your coffee? With sugar, and she's like, that stuff will kill you. And they're like, there you are. There we go. Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
It's so good, but you get this great ending. That a lot of movies would have ended there.
Right.
But this, they all leave together in Billy's car. But when they turn on the radio, the Mary Lou special comes on, and it's revealed that she's actually possessing Billy now, transferred via kiss. I smell a sequel, baby. Michael Ironside is really hamming it up here. He turns around. Great ending. I love
really
that they
awesome.
ended on this beat.
And then it's like the car drives away and the license plate says Mary Lou 2. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't see that.
It's like MRYLOU 2 or something like that.
Wow.
So
I love that.
Yeah. It's a great ending. It's really fun.
Right.
Just like that, like you said, it just escalates so fun where it is like, I would have been happy with the sugar bit as the and then it's like, no, we got one better for you. And you're like, oh, this is so cool.
Yeah, I totally agree. I love it. And now, Betsy, we've reached the point of the show where we sum up why this is not just a good movie, but why it is, in fact, the best horror movie ever made. And I'm going to let you kick it off.
Well, I think, and I've been screaming this the whole time, is that it does just have so many different aspects from other horror movies that I love so much. Zombie stuff, paranormal stuff, just also good, jump scares, like fun, campy gore. It's just got everything. It pays homage to everything in a great, special, unique way that you just do not see in movies.
Yeah, I totally agree. To me, this is the best horror movie ever made because I think you were really onto something when you said that it seems like everyone's having fun. And I think that seeps all the way from the top. I think that from the writing being so obviously into horror and drawing these influences and incorporating them in such a great way, but also the actors totally understand what this movie is. They are all nailing it.
They're so good. They all understand exactly what their roles are, and they are just killing it in this movie. And it's really a neat thing, like, because we were saying there's such a fine line where it could sway a little bit into like making fun of it, where it's like, no, they're not. But then taking it too serious. No, they're not. It's so well done.
And it would only take one person to really drag it down.
Truly.
And luckily, that's not the case. Everyone understands the assignment. They nail it. And to me, that incorporated with the script and the fun visuals make it the best horror movie ever made.
Yeah, the visuals are truly... It's one of those where it is like, why don't people talk about it more? It's got a lot of really cool stuff.
Sure does. It sure does.
Best movie.
It's great. Everyone should go check it out. And Betsy, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. This was an absolute blast. Absolutely. And please tell the people where they can check your stuff out because, like I said at the top, I'm a huge fan of your work. So I encourage everyone to do it.
Oh, my God. Thank you. I have some podcasts. One is, you've mentioned it before, We Love Trash, which is a Patreon where me and Mono Agapian just kind of do whatever we want, all just talking about everything and anything trashy.
Hell yeah.
We talk a lot about horror movies and stuff, but we also then expand to like food. And
That's right.
We just kind of, we have a
Whatever
lot of
strikes
fun.
your fancy that day.
Truly that. Whatever we're kind of in the mood for. And then I have a spooky podcast called A Funny Feeling, where me and Marcy Jarro, we talk to our friends and comedians and stuff about their paranormal experiences. I will say during quarantine, we've been doing a lot, mostly just readers or like listener stories, which has been really fun.
That sounds fun.
And then I have 2 things to promote, if that's cool.
Ooh, yes, please.
One is a new movie I'm in called Golden Arm.
Whoa.
Me and Mary Holland star.
Whoa.
Yeah. Is coming out. It's directed by Maureen Barucha, who rules. It's coming out April 30th to some theaters. I don't know. I'll be posting it to some theaters and then video on demand. And then at some point, HBO for free whenever, when you get HBO. And then Duncanville, this cartoon I'm on that's on Fox on Sundays, is season 2 is premiering May 23rd.
That's right around the corner.
Right around the corner, dude.
Perfect. Well, I can't wait to check those out. That movie especially. I mean, Betsy
Yeah,
and Mary.
it's
How can you
fun.
say no to that?
We had a damn blast making
I'm sure.
it, so.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
So
Check it
go
out.
check all that out. Yeah. As far as my plugs, you can find me on Twitter at Little Horror PHL. That username extends pretty much everywhere, but I'm mostly on Twitter. But the other place that you can check out is the Patreon, because we have a Patreon podcast as well. It's basically this, but you get bonus episodes. We talk about movies that I pick sometimes, like Solaris, which is fun. We're also doing X-Files watch along. I never watched X-Files growing up, and so this is my first time
I just
through.
started watching it too.
Oh, snap.
It's fun.
It is fun.
Because, like, every episode is essentially a little spooky movie, and then the beauty part is they don't have to explain any of it ever. Every episode is just kind of like,
the whole
I don't
point.
know.
Yeah. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
I'm curious what you think as far as, do you prefer sort of the Monster of the Week episodes or the like big conspiracy, like FBI centric ones?
I think more of the monster of the weak ones, but I still am enjoying. But yeah, those eerie, like the more out there ones are just fun and creepy to me.
Yes, exactly. The ones where he can like fold himself up real tiny and he's got the weird stuff.
Yes, yeah. It's good.
It's fun. Yeah, I mean, I love it. The best ones for me are where the ones where they surprise you at the end by revealing that the Monster of the Week episode was in fact part of the grand conspiracy.
Right. Right. There we go.
So that's where I'm at. We just started season 3. If it sounds like fun, check it out. Sign up for the Patreon. We put a lot of work into the show, and it would be nice if you supported us. So if you're enjoying the show, do that. Other than that, rate and review if you're enjoying the show, and that's pretty much it. So thanks again, Betsy. Have a good one.
Yeah.